In today's video, we're going to be discussing, is property investing education, that is going for a property training course, worth your time and worth your money? So this particular question I find comes through to me quite often, and I smile. And the only reason I smile is because with me, because of property investing education, I am able to have made it this far, and I've been able to make the decisions that I've made to this point. But let's just unpack it and play a bit of devil's advocate for a quick moment. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. So I want to play a bit of devil's advocate, and this is why. When I start hearing people questioning, is property investing education actually worth its time? I start asking, have you been to a property investing course before? And if they've gotten property education, then I ask, what have you done with the property education that you've received? And the reason I ask, what have you done, is because when I now look around and look at the property investors I deal with, and those that I was in the classroom with, there are very, very few people that have actually just made it out of the classroom. Because there's some people that do go from education to education to education, where I have no trouble with that because everyone makes their own decision. I just wonder, and I'm left wondering, is it because you're looking for that magical key? Am I going to find it in the next investing education or the next piece of education? I wonder about that because sometimes I hear, oh, you know what, that particular course was no good. I wasted my money. But then when I ask, what have you done with the information that you had learned at that particular course? And then I hear, no, it wasn't actionable. And then I'm like, okay, so when it wasn't actionable, what did you do to see what you could make a plan on? And it's like, no, nothing. That's how I went to the next property education course, because I thought I'm going to get actionable content. Now hear me out in this one. Sometimes you could go to a course. I've been to a few courses that was so high level and I've paid money for it, and I think, what the heck just happened? So I took my book out that I learned and did notes in that made sense in the classroom, and I start investigating this particular component. And I investigated by going onto YouTube, by going onto Google, Googling about it, listening to videos about it, listening to free content about it, to see if I can string a couple of things together. And 9 out of 10 times, I do find a nugget that I can run with. Why? Because I've decided to take that piece and put it into action to see what actually comes from there. So I want to ask, when you are asking that question about, is this cause worth it? I want to find out from you, have you been to other causes before, not taken action, and hoped that the next cause would be your key out? Because this is what I have learned from property investing education. I have learned that there's multiple strategies that I can go into. Some strategies where I don't have to put my hand in my back pocket to take out money. In fact, I didn't even have money to take out when I started in property investing. And therefore, learning about that particular strategy empowered me to pursue that particular journey. I then understood, when it comes to funding, when you're in the creative finance component of things, I can then listen to what a property investor needs and go and look for that particular deal. And that is called sourcing. Others will call it wholesaling. And when I go and I look for deals that people are talking about what they're wanting from this particular deal, I know that before I even go look for that, I start asking these property investors, what is your strategy? What do you want to get out of it? Because when I understand your strategy, I know which areas to go look for that particular property. So this enabled me and empowered me to understand, which way do I want to go. In fact, in the businesses before, we had gone through, my husband and I saying, this contract looks good. What do you think it looks like to you? We are not even lawyers to be able to do that. And we decided to use common sense. Now, I want to say common sense is not always so common, but there's also another reason why people go to university and study further to actually master a particular subject matter. And that would be whether that person is an attorney or whatever the case is, whichever professional designation that they hold. It's to give us the actual educated decision to go through with whether this contract has got holes in it or not, right? In property investing education, what I also learned is, besides understanding your strategy, where I can fund the deals from, I learned negotiation. I've learned how to find these deals. I've been able to start identifying very, very quickly, without wasting time, a simple calculation on whether this deal is worth me pursuing or not. And I've not been caught later on with my pants down thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to come up with this, or how am I going to come up with that? Because education has really just been something that has guided me through and helped me make the informed decisions at a drop of a hat. Now, I want to ask you, when you are sitting and asking yourself, is this education worth it? I want to ask you, where you are pursuing this education, find out if you can get a taste of how that person presents information, right? For example, on my website, I have got over 3 hours of content that we had created at the beginning of lockdown here in South Africa online. While people were giving hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars, I had decided that the course that I had charged for, over a course of days, I will break it up into pieces and I will give out education, right? What I even had went as far as is having a prize giving to see, is there anyone interested in coaching? And many people showed up and they consumed the information, but there could only be 3 winners. But this is where I took the education and I'd gone that far to say, okay, if you are interested, go through that. So if you are, going to the description below, click on the link where it says free investment, free property investment course, consume that information and see if that is something that you would be interested in. Maybe I might be the person that could help you, or you could say, nope, you're not the person that could help me, and you move along. Because you see, already from the free content, you are going to have actionable tasks to do. People looked forward to the homework that I had given them throughout those days of doing the training. And that for me felt really good, because if you can already action something and see the fruit of something from free training, what not when it comes to the paid training? So the next time you're sitting and you're asking, is me pursuing this particular cause worth the while? I first want you to do some introspection. Are you looking for that golden nugget that's suddenly going to pop out from a cause that's going to make you a millionaire? Because then I'm going to say to you, my friend, there is no golden nugget. The only golden nugget is taking action on what you have learned. Because if you don't take action, the information stays just that. It's information. But when you take action on the information that comes your way, you convert that information into something transformative, because you go through the application process and then you start seeing information coming back to you, and then you start shaping that journey, and you are able to take that brave leap of faith and thought, well, this is a new height that I've gotten in the education that I've learned, and now I'm getting along with the business of property investing, or whichever education it is that you had taken to get to where you are. Now, I could lay my case so much about property investing education. All I just really want to say to you today is introspect when you ask that question and see, what is it? What is the resistance inside of you that feels like you don't want to invest in your future? Because if you have gone to multiple causes and you're looking for that shiny object, or that golden key, or that golden nugget that's going to make you a millionaire tomorrow, then you may just be throwing your money away. 9 out of 10 times you may just be. But if you can find content that you are able to put into action, that is you getting on with the property investing business, getting on with actually making your money work for you. So I trust that answering the question has really just helped you, just answering this particular stance on, is education taking money out of my pocket, or is it putting money in my pocket? It all starts with you and where you are. Take good care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.